please remove your cups. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, please rise. And gentlemen in the audience, please remove your cups. I would like to invite the members of the Dickinson Singers, led by Mr. Matthew Jupiter, to the stage. They will lead us in the singing of our national anthem. Thank you, Dickinson Singers. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, please be seated.
Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Guardian, Center Office Administrators, faculty, staff, parents, family members, guests, and most of all, student dean of the alumni of John Dickinson High School. We are honored to be representing the class of 2015. I would now like to introduce our principal, our one, our only, Mr. Byron Murphy.
My first job today is to introduce the honored guests who have joined us this afternoon. Our superintendent is Dr. Norman Doherty. Board of Education members, Vice President Mr. Martin A. Wilson Sr. and Mr. Kenneth R. Woods. District Office Administrators who join us today, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Charles Ted Herman and Assistant Superintendent Mrs. Mary E. Norris. The Director of Secondary School Operations is Mr. Sam Boulder. And the Director of School and District Services and the Coordinator of all the graduation ceremonies is Mr. Bertie A. Watson, Jr. John Dickinson High School Assistant Principals Ms. Julie E. Campbell and Mr. Christopher Cohan. Senior Class Advisor Mrs. Megan Covert. Graduation Coordinator today is Mrs. Catherine Sheehy. And I want to thank all the faculty and staff of John Dickinson High School who are with us today, especially our head marshals, Dr. Robert Parcha, Mr. Dave Lee, Ms. Jennifer Short, and Ms. Suzanne Sitzberg. Dr. Guardian, members of the Board of Education, District Administration, faculty and staff, friends, family, most of all the class of 2015, good afternoon. It is my great honor to address you today. And most of my comments today will be directed at the class, but I need to start by saying thank you to the family and friends who are gathered here with the class today, because without your love and support, they would not have achieved so much. I also want to thank you for the privilege of having worked with this group. It is a very special group to me, and I'm more grateful for the time that I've spent with them than I can express. For a dozen years or more, this group has gone through the school gate. They get up in the morning, and they go off to school, and they do assignments, and they take quizzes, and they take tests, and they play the school game. Some of them have played it well, and some of them maybe not so well. But everything here today is about to change. And it may seem for some of you that this change is the exception, and that the day-to-day routine that you've experienced in your life up to now is the rule. But I have to tell you that the opposite is true. As time passes, you'll deal with more and more changes with greater variety and with greater frequency. And so I'm going to use my brief time up here today to talk for just a couple of minutes about change. And I'm going to start with the punchline. Actually, there are 3 punchlines today. The first one is, please don't spend too much of your energy on changes that don't mean anything, on changes that are superficial. Slow and incremental change can sneak up on you and hit you in the back of the head, or it can be your best friend. And last, you should carefully consider your options when you decide to yield to change and accept it, or to fight against it. There's one area of life that I want to use to make these 3 points. The real philosophical center of my speech today is hair. Some of you are thinking it's a bold move for somebody who looks like I look to make a speech about hair. But the truth is that somebody who is afflicted, as I am, with a never-ending string of bad hair days, has learned a lot of what hair has to teach. So message 1, superficial change. Hair, I think, is a great example of how people spend tons of time, and money, and energy on things that don't really matter very much. People with short hair, long hair, people with long hair, short hair, people with curly hair, straight hair. And 10 years from now, it will change to whatever the opposite of what it is now. It is my hope for you that you spend at least as much energy on who you are, what you do, what you know, how you treat your fellow man, and on making your community a better place as you do on the latest hairstyle. Message 2, slow and incremental changes. I had a really uncomfortable experience about a month ago. I was in the morning, I was getting ready for work, and I was trying to get that little bit of shaving cream out of this spot right here. And it wouldn't come out, and it's because it wasn't shaving cream. And it wasn't the gray hair that I've become used to, it was a patch of white hair there. Even more uncomfortable than that one is sitting around with friends, and we're all looking at some pictures, and there's this guy in the picture's taken from behind him, and I had a good chuckle at this poor schlep because there's a big bald spot on the back of his head, and I had a good chuckle to myself, and then I realized, with a little bit of horror and shame, that I was that poor schlep in the picture with the bald spot on the back of my head. I had to think, how did that get there? Why didn't anyone tell me that that was there? Are people just snickering as I walk up? Stuff can definitely sneak up. On the other hand, if you realize that slow and incremental changes can be your best friend, you can definitely use them to your advantage. There are lots of people in this life who set goals for themselves. Some of you may want to write a book, some of you may want to be professional athletes. The people who are successful at those things are successful because they do them every day. There's this image out there that Steph Curry just woke up one day when he was 14 and he could shoot 3-pointers. That is not the case. People who are successful at these things get a little bit better every single day. And that's because they work on the things that they want to master every single day. Steph Curry actually, before every game and after every practice, takes 13 3-pointers from 7 spots around the arc. And if he misses more than 3 from any one spot, he starts over. So he's going to take 90 or 100 or 110 3-pointers every day. And he doesn't accept anything less than about 75% accuracy. And after a few years, he's got a bench, and he's about to be an NBA champion. I'm sorry, Cavaliers fans. Without Kyrie Irving, I think it's pretty much over. Message 3, accept change or fight against it. I have one quote here and one image. The quote is a favorite of mine. It's from the Chinese philosopher Confucius, who said, "Preference is arbitrary." It's a very powerful quote for me, one, because it's 3 little words and it says so much. The preference for long hair over short hair, or for hair of one color or another color, or the preference for having hair over being bald. It's all arbitrary. None of it has any real substance or meaning underneath. I think Confucius would say, when change confronts you, there are many times in your life when you should just lay back and go with it. Because preferring things the way they are versus the way the change is going to make them is arbitrary. And the image I have for you is of a middle-aged man, and the hair stopped growing on the top of his head. So over here on the side, what you do is you grow the hair real long, and then you comb it over the top. So you can tell that you don't have any hair on top. And then I want you to picture that man outside on the windy day. I know some of you may picture me across the street, and I don't appreciate it. The message here is, at least sometimes, it's better to lay back and wait at a current takes you than to waste a lot of energy and look silly trying to paddle upstream. Class of 2015, I thank you for everything that you've done for Dickinson. I thank you for leaving our school better than you found it. I hope your path forward is prosperous and peaceful. I wish you good hair days and good luck. It's my honor at this time to introduce the superintendent of the Red Clay Consolidated School District. In my time in school administration, I've come to believe that the level of stress and exhaustion you experience is directly related to the number of people that you supervise, both adults and students. Based on how I feel, and the number of people that I supervise, I can't understand how Dr. Doherty is still standing. He oversees 28 schools, he oversees 16,000 students and hundreds of adults, as well as a dizzying array of state and federal mandates. And he doesn't seem any worse for wear. He also has great hair, I want you to know. He runs our district so well, in fact, that he has recently been named Delaware's Superintendent of the Year. It's my great pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Merle Carter.
Good afternoon. Everybody go like this. You're so late. So, I just want to notice I didn't spend a lot of time on my hair. It's very much natural. So I want to thank you, first of all, for the time you've been at Dickinson. You've been part of a phenomenal success of our district by helping our district in 4 years in a row be #1 in SAT scores, AP scores, PSAT scores, college readiness, and hopefully college attendance. So I want to thank you for that. I want to give you a hand for all your hard work. So you'll hear a lot of people today say how wonderful you are and all the good things, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit of advice, something that will hopefully help you as you move forward, because you will walk down the aisle, come up the steps, be very careful, you'll walk down the steps, and you leave your graduate. Now I didn't get the memo as I was taking other classes that there's a new foot style in shoes that you have to have these 6-inch heels to wear for graduation. So I don't know how you walk in 6-inch heels, but I've noticed people who used to be shorter than I am now are taller than I am. So I'm amazed, and we do have a nurse on hand in cases. So a few words related to your future and your focus. You know, there's a former New York baseball player named Lou Gehrig. And he was known for the usual quote. And this quote was, "In life, you will come to a fork in the road. Take them both." And you go, what type of quote is that? Why do we have to hear that?
Maybe not.
Well, I started listening to this because it's not the path and the road you take, decide to take. It's how you journey through the path and end up in the journey. See, you will be given obstacles and challenges, and it's how you will deal with them. First of all, what comes out of your mouth? You know, I tell people all the time, your voice and words are like toothpaste. Once they come out of the tube, you can never put them back in. You can never put the toothpaste back in the tube, and once it comes out of here, it's there permanently. Are you a person who speaks positive or negative comments to your friends, to your parents, to associates? You have to be careful as you go to college and go to the workforce. You have to be more sensitive, more respectful. Will you stand tall with integrity when it gets tough, when it gets difficult? Winston Churchill stated, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is courage that shows that you can continue in your path." Do you have the courage to continue your path? Second, who do you listen to? Do you listen to people that have your best interests in mind? They want to see you be successful? Or you listen to anybody with an opinion? Trust me, there are a lot of people with opinions. I know that. Be careful. Guard your ears. I remember reading the information of the Titanic. The Titanic was a well-built vessel, well-staffed, everything you wanted on board, experienced crew and captain. The fault of the Titanic was not that where they were sailing in the journey, it was what they decided to do on their path. It was they did not take the advice of the experts. That was the fault of the journey. You see, you will have obstacles, failures, and successes throughout your life. Who will you have to turn to offer that advice? Your actions have a great impact on thousands of people in your lifetime. Your actions, what you decide to do, things you decide to say, the road you decide to travel will have an impact on thousands of individuals. It is not the opportunity of will you succeed or how you succeed. Are you determined to be successful? George Patton stated, "Success is how high you bounce after you hit the bottom." The difference between successful people is not the lack of strength or wisdom or knowledge, but the lack of will to continue the race. You have an unbelievable opportunity that millions of young men and women around the world would treasure to have. Will you take that opportunity when you see yourself in the mirror to know that that person is committed to success? In closing, as I say to every graduating class, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you. May joy and success follow you all the days of your life. Congratulations and God bless you.
It's again my honor to introduce one of the leaders of our organization. This gentleman had the opportunity this year to step down from years of service to the students of Red Clay as a member of our Board of Education. The choice seemed pretty simple from where I sat. You have spent countless hours and countless dollars to campaign for a position that requires you to spend more countless hours working on issues that can be very difficult and contentious. Oh yeah, for no money. Or just step gracefully aside and let someone else have a turn in the back. This gentleman has worked and continues to work for the benefit of all children, I guess just because it's the right thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the Red Clay Consolidated Board of Education, Mr. Martin A. Wilson, Sr.
Good afternoon, class of 2015. Can I get a smile? Is anybody in this class happy that this is your day? Your day of celebration. It's your time. Give yourself a hand now. Somebody said it's going to be easy, but it's not easy. It wasn't easy. You had good days been bad days, but thank God we're alive. I'm going to take just a few minutes. I'm going to deviate from my little thought I have for you. Do we have any veterans in the building? Could you please stand? I see one Marine over there. Please stand. Are there any folks that get ready to graduate that are going to the armed forces down here? Stand, please. Stand on your own, y'all. We thank you who have served. We thank you who are serving. We thank you that's getting ready to serve. We bid you Godspeed. Now I'm going to take this thought. About 13 years ago, I shared the stage with a senator. His name was Joe Biden. Now he's our vice president. And they had tragedy in his family. They lost both with brain cancer. And if you don't mind, could we offer up a moment of silence? Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's amazing about life. And for over the last 10.5 months, I've grown along that was getting ready for a young male child coming to our family. That male child turned 8 months old on Tuesday. He's down in Johns Hopkins Hospital. He hadn't left yet. His lungs collapsed last week, but he's still alive today. I thank God for life. I had a heart attack a couple years ago. I thank God for life. I'm glad. This is why I do this. This is my Lord giving back to all the preschoolers. Now that I'm getting ready to start my 16th year in doing this, some of you guys are preschoolers. Now imagine, where do you go from here? It's entirely up to you. I was certainly prepared at the Clay to get ready to go to the job or get ready to go to college, get ready to serve in the armed forces. But whatever you do, we try to prepare to make you be college ready. We want the best to come from the students. And I'm not going to bore you for maybe just a couple more minutes. But you know, there's a songwriter, named Ted Wynn, and he made a song, More. And this is what I want you to think about right now. More. Individually, more. More. What more can you do? Because when you leave here, you are really getting ready for the big, the ultimate moment in your life, where you're going to have a lot of choices to make, good, bad, or indifference. And you're going to have to reach down deep, real deep, to know that you're going to make the right decision. And you got to reach down to your heart, your soul, your mind, and guess what? You young ladies and men can be whatever you want to be. See, this season in your life is over with. Now you're getting ready for the big season. Manhood, womanhood. Somebody said, well, I'm 18, I'm already ready. But no, it's just really getting ready to start. And I want you to be able to make wise decisions. I want you to remember that I want you to live a good life. That 15 to 20 years, you remember me talking about hair. I got the mirror and I did my thing. Because I didn't want the stubs and the nose to stick out. So I feel good about my head shining today. I'm having a great hair day. But most of all, young ladies and men, I want you to work. Work to get better. Your good is better, and your better is your best. Always, because you can remember, always supposed to say, you are deserving of more. More meaning many, more meaning anything that you can add to the situation. Great things and great thoughts. And always don't forget, you can still add more to your life. Somebody said my life is over. I'm 40 or 50 or 60. You're just beginning to live life. Don't settle till you get to some of the great goals that you had in your life. Think back. Somebody may say that you're too old. Somebody's telling them they're too young. They have their whole life in front of them. We will give you the tools to move forward. Even if you only move one peg at a time, move forward. Whatever school you go to, whatever job you lay hold on to, just work at being the best that you can be. Remember, there's a little Latin word to say, carpe diem, seize the moment. I want you to seize the moment, seize the opportunity. Go and make a big playground. Go and make Dickinson High School proud. Go and make your mothers, your fathers, your uncles, and your aunties that sit out in the audience. The ones that's going to take you out to dinner. The ones that's going to let you enjoy the next day. The ones that's going to send $100 bills in your pocket. Wouldn't that be nice? If you can't get $100, get a $50 bill. I don't care what you get, give me some kind of present, give me something that says that I'm happy that you graduated from high school. And now, come on, aren't you happy? Remember, Mr. Wilson said, you are deserving of more. Keep on striving. Keep on striving to be the best that each and every one of you can be. Congratulations to the class of 2015. May God bless
you. Next, it's my honor to present the student with the highest GPA in the senior class. Our valedictorian for the class of 2015 has a cumulative GPA of 5.3. At the end of this year, he had amassed 37 final grades of A, and that's it. His transcript shows 12 honors classes, 4 advanced placement classes, 3 of which were taken during his sophomore year, and 14 international baccalaureate courses. He plans to attend the University of Delaware to double major in biology and computer science. The valedictorian of the class of 2015 is Habibullah Hassan.
University of Delaware.
Well guys, my original plan was to walk up here, say thank you, and walk off. But I've been told that I need to say something a little longer. Oh, and by the way, I don't actually have an accent. Sometimes, my classmates, things are not what they seem to be, and often people. Hello everyone, my name is Habibullah Hassan, or just Habib for short. I need to remind all of us that I am not standing up here after 4 years solely on my own effort and perseverance. Countless, and I mean countless, credit has to be given to the teachers who brought me here, to the peers who brought me here, to my parents who brought me here, and to John Dickinson High School that brought me here. With that said, it is truly an honor, a great honor, to speak to all of you today. Look around you. Look at how many of us have made it this far. Look at all of the people who are here today to celebrate our success and congratulate us on all of our hard work. We have succeeded where others have failed, and we have proven victorious. I want all of you to notice that the seniors who are here today realize something. You guys noticed the value in constructing a future for yourselves, and you pursued it. Sure, you may rather have been at the beach, at the mall, or in your bed, but you still put something into an education. And guess what? You are the ones who are sitting here today. You are the ones in caps and gowns. You are the ones who are hearing me talk at this podium. So, how did we get here? How does one get that coveted A, that mark of success, which brings us all here today? Now, I'm not just talking about an A in class or an A on a transcript, but an A in one's character, an A in one's disposition, an A in one's work ethic. So I would love to entertain a deeper, more philosophical discussion about the merits of hard work or the value of one's character. For now, I will simply say that the A's are made up of parts. Part of the A comes from the A in hard work. Do you slack off, daydream, and/or sleep in class every period? Or are you actually paying attention? Part of the A comes from the A in attitude. Are you someone that people want to be around for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Part of the A comes from the A in dedication. Are you putting forth true effort into completing your work? Or are you waiting until the last minute to throw your work together haphazardly? Part of the A comes from the A in active. Now, I'm not just talking about being active physically, but being active in volunteering, in listening to others, and in your own learning. And equally important, part of the A comes from the A in failure. When you mess up, when you get something wrong, did you try to figure out what you did wrong? Maybe learn from the mistake the next time? I would like to know that part of the A does not come from the A in Asian, just putting it out there, no matter what the stereotype says, or from the A in sleep. Many of my peers can agree with me that those late 1 a.m. homework nights do actually help in getting the A. Just putting it out there, right, guys? My final words stem from the sometimes ignored fact that part of the A comes from the A in your associations. Many of the college students and college graduates with whom I have spoken have told me that life after high school, be it at college, in the workforce, or in the military, is where you make your real lasting friends, not high school. Though it pains me to think that time may spread us apart, I hope that this memory of graduation, happening right now, will last a lifetime. Class of 2015, I hope that as the future brings new people into your life, that you meet them with an open mind and not ever make assumptions based on obedience or accent. I also hope that our futures cross again, and even if they don't, we can still share the success of graduation.
Joseph David St. Pierre. Joseph was senior class officer for the class of 2015. He was on the senior all-star and first team county in Dickinson volleyball. Matthew successfully completed the International Baccalaureate program with nothing less than